I'd like to show you how to make this playful tongues. The pattern is suitable for beginners. The panties are made of elastic lace. The edges are completed with Picot edge elastics. Elastic mesh ribbon bows are attached around the edges. The fit is below the average. If you want to learn how to make them, continue watching my video. I will be happy to see your likes, comments and subscriptions. And let's go sew! I hope you are already printed the pattern according to the instructions, and here are the pattern details. This is a back side, this is a front side with the hold, and those two are for the crotch from main material and lining. Behind the scenes, I cut out all the details, so keep the video short, and this is how it looks now. To make enclosed crotch, I take the outer part of the crotch to the front part of the panties. Details hold them together face to face and securing with pins. Begin by pinning from the middle control point, then from the sides. If needed, baste it with a hand needle. So just now you need to turn the piece around and take the crotch lining with the face. Find the control point and secure them together with the main detail from the Bronx side of the front side piece panties. Stitch the pieces together with the 0.7 cm seam allowance. Begin sewing with the back stitch for securing the seam, followed by a straight stitch and then a back stitch to secure the seam end. And after stitching, trim the seam allowance to leave about 2-3 mm. So if everything is done right, your seam will be hidden between the crotch lining and the main crotch. The crotch lining will be placed in the center of the main crotch with the 0.7 cm seam allowance on the both sides. To achieve a neat and beautiful finish, press all seams with the iron. Next, arrange the primary detail facing out on the table, as I demonstrate in the video. Place the panties back side on the main detail with the right side facing in and align the crotch edges back side together with the pins. The front piece should be rolled up between the crotch parts, and as shown in the video, take the crotch lining and attach it to the main crotch. This means that you must pin both the lining and the main crotch together. The crotch lining will be in the middle of the main crotch with a 0.7 cm seam allowance from the both sides. Stitch them together and trim the seam allowance. So turn everything inside out. Pull one side of the rolled piece to turn it out, and you will get the panty base with enclosed crotch from the both sides. The crotch lining is without seam allowance to avoid too much thickness in the finished look. This is why I recommend basting the crotch lining to the main crotch from the both sides. This will simplify the steps of attaching the Picot edge elastics. To find out how long Picot edge elastics I need, I'll measure the leg opening from the main panty detail edge to the back edge. It may be difficult. Likewise, measure in the 3 steps as seen in the video. Then add everything together. I have 43.5 centimeters. It may be similar to you if you are sewing in the size S. However, it may differ a bit depending on the stretch factors of the lace you are using. Because the elastic stretches while sewing, the length must be reduced. Typically subtract 5% or 10% from the length. I reduced stretchiness of the elastic from 43.5 to 10%, which is 39.15, and rounded up to 39. I cut two 39 centimeter long elastics for each side. And now you need to measure the upper part of the main detail and cut the elastic band to the resulting length. It doesn't need to be shortened in percentage. Do the same process with the back side of the panties. Measure the upper part of the backside piece and cut the elastic band to the resulting length. It also doesn't need to be shortened in percentage. Attach Picot edge elastics to both the top front and the back sides. To keep the video short, I don't want to describe the technique there, but if you don't know how to attach the Picot edge elastics, please refer to my PDF instructions or another video on my YouTube channel where I explain it. To equally attach Picot edge elastics, we need to identify the center of this area. Hold the panties in half to align edges 1 and 3 as shown in the illustration. And because the lines are curved, spread them out gently and evenly. Mark the center point 2 with pin. Using the same technique, divide the spaces into 4 equal sections. Hold the elastic in half to align edges 1 and 3. See the image. Then mark the middle point 2 with a pin and repeat to get 4 equal parts as we did it on the main part of the panties. And now we need to connect everything together. The Picot should be facing inside towards the fabric. Begin by aligning the elastic pins with the panties pins. Match the elastic's corners and middle of the garment. And we need to pull or stretch the elastic band that connects those points. Divide it into quarters again until you are ready to stitch it together. If you are still not sure, baste it with a hand needle. Remove all pins and go to the sewing machine. The choice is fully yours to keep. I recommend basting if you are a beginner, but if you have some experience, try this way. Begin sewing the elastics in place using a zigzag stitch along the Picot edge. Stretch the entire fabric as you go. The front part will be slightly wavy, so tighten it up as you sew. Because an elastic is 10% smaller, the main legs may be slightly rippling. This is completely normal. Everything will be smooth and neat after the elastics is attached, and press it with the iron. To finish attaching the Picot edge elastics, trim the seam allowance and sew another seam. Refer to my PDF instructions or another video on how to attach Picot edge elastics. And now you need to repeat elastics attachment on the opposite side and then press it with the iron. At this point it should look like this. For the sides you can use satin ribbon with a 3 cm in depth, but I'd like to show you another option with pre-made elastic mesh strips. I cut out 4 details. Look over the illustration to see what shape I cut out. The length of one detail is 63 centimeters. The side what attaches to the side of the panty is 3 centimeters, while the other side is slightly longer, 7 centimeters. If you have an overlocker, you can stitch side this with main panty detail. However, I'd want to show you the French seam technique. I think this seam looks luxurious. I am that type of person who loves the gorgeous wrong side. Please leave the star emoji in the comment section for those of us who are the same as me. Let's go back to the French seam. Place the wrong sides of the details together and pin them in place. Sew one stitch line at 0.5 mm from the edge and press to secure the stitches. Trim the seam allowance by 2-3 mm. Now turn the fabric pieces inward so that the right sides face each other. To make the stitching easier, baste the seam lines. Sew another seam line 0.5 mm from the edge to enclose the fabric through edge. Remove basting if you did it, press it with iron and repeat with all four corners.